All right, so let's get fun. Get for all the smoke. Oops, I don't want that. So, last time we talked about gathering the materials on the first video. The second was how to play around with it. And I went ahead again and did some magic. So let's just take a look at it because I got a lot of great ideas. First thing I did was I went out and bought some masking tape. And now that I got the masking tape, I got the whole building completely surrounded. Straight underneath intact, everything. Got the hole for the pennies. Now we can sit it right on top. And what I did from here was establish my base now. Now I got a wall on every side. And it's sturdy enough all the way around until you get to the back, of course. It's sturdy all the way around, and now I have the inside open on this side, which I'm going to leave because I want to get to the jar for the time being. And I've been saving all kinds of paper. These are the receipts from the dollar store kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Extra, whatever. And along the way, cutting out little shapes. These are going to be some kind of tile or something. So everything is getting used, you know. Everything's going to get used here. And this is the candle holder idea. And I got some test candles for it. So this is what we're looking at. And then I went ahead and did some smaller triangles. Just taped it all around. Left one of the sides open. Maybe I didn't put the other one on there yet. But this, I'll either sit here or we can bring this down. I'll come to the front and I can use it here or I can use it here. But I think on this side over the where the change goes in. But you know, just a little something to add. I can even turn it this way and just have like a little tower here. But even the old cans of paint that I got is gonna sit right on top of there, and then when I paper mache it, it's just gonna be there, you know. Then I can put the details around it. Heck, I might even put that on top, or just something to cap it off, you know. But welcome in if you're new to the channel and whatnot. So let's talk about the paper mache part. Get a lot of this stuff right here. On paper bags, your old receipts, because we're going to make a base made of glue and just hot water. And this is going to become like the cement for the fairy home. This is a fairy home. Do it yourself. Easy, really easy. You just got to collect materials, which for me is just a lot of recycled boxes, glass, tops to cans, you know, all these little things. The top to the jar for the coffee. The coffee jar itself. Now, the coffee jar itself, we're going to look at it because I did I went back on it. Because I want to make this fairy home very inactive at the end of the day. What do I mean by that? Well, here's the jar. Just for decoration in general, but I won't dismiss that the season has a lot of influence right now, especially with like miniature things, you know what I'm saying? So even putting little pieces and stuff, I'm starting to formulate in here. For the time being, I'm using my my core transformers as kind of like the template for how big I want the house to appear, you know what I'm saying? So I'll use them as like the buffer for the house. But I plan on making my either out of wood or out of clay. Can't wait to get back to clay. But what I did was I put the jar right down in the pizza box. These are 2 pizza boxes stacked on top of each other. And then what I did was just cut holes along the side to make the wall. So now the inside is straight. There's some more receipts. And I got a penny jar or a change jar which is going to be one of those things where, you know, you kind of just add to it, gives it more magic. What'd you say there? I stop here. I appreciate you, Autobots. Oh, Autobots. Well, you're in the right place. On Transformer the Tarot, you know I love some Transformers. So let's look at this real quick. Let's look at this. So the house, and then the next part we're going to do is the foraging, the scavenger hunt for the natural ingredients that are going to go in this. Going out there to find raw materials. So what I did with the house was, oops, I cut this hole in the bottom using this can, right? Let's back it up a little bit. The Coke can, so it's nice and solid inside. Then I put some tape around it, and then on the top here, this chimney is going to serve as the hole. So I got some change. We're going to test it out right now to make sure it's solid. So what I'm going to do is just line it up right on top like that. And now with, because I find a lot of change. That's one of the ways the spirit guide talks to me. So I get some change in the jar. Perfect. Works. And then I'll probably use this one just to cap it off on the top. And now we have another tower, but it's more of an interactive kind of thing. I don't just want it to sit to the side, you know what I mean? I want to do all kinds of beautiful, magical things. Now, this is where we're getting geared to go to the next time, is the natural stuff. This is Spanish moss. It grows on the trees down here in NOLA, and this stuff keeps. So we're going to start collecting this, because what we're going to do after we paper mache all this and start to paint is we're going to kind of drape it off the house as like, you know, like natural foliage. You know, you can have it hanging off the side like this. So I'm gonna go out there to the trees and start gathering a whole bunch of the Spanish moss to make up the landscape, you know, make the grass, the you know, all the fly stuff. Really good stuff to have after you paper mache, because even here on the sides now, we can give it like a really earthly look. You know what I'm saying? Putting it like right there, stuff like that, make a tree out of it. We'll do all kinds of stuff with this, but this is what you're looking for, stuff that grows naturally. And we're going to get a whole bunch of small twigs as well, so we can start making like wood, actual wood on here after we paper mache. So this is where we're at with it on day 3. Well, this is day 3 recording. The other 2 are already posted as far as the process of what I did to get to this point. But this is where we turn the corner, basically. Once all this gets settled where it's going to go, we're going to paper mache it and probably go over it with a little bit more masking tape, because I really want it solid at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I can take this on and off and it won't be beat up after so many uses. And then we're going to just take a marker or something, you know, and just start figuring out where I want to maybe to put some windows. Maybe I'll do like 3 or 4 windows per side right here. Then we can kind of figure out what a brick is. You know what I'm saying? We can make a brick design for later if we choose, or it could be wood. So you're limitless when it comes to making homes. The only thing you have to do is really just gather the materials. You want to sit your kids down for a little bit. You not have to pay a whole lot of money. Give them a project that'll take some time, that's worth it. Start a fairy home. You know, save all these boxes and things of this nature. You know what I'm saying? Get floor plan hanged on walls so that the audience will have an idea how beautiful it's going to be. We'll get there. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where you kind of make it up as you go. As I move on, especially to the interior here, then we'll come up with a floor plan, because we still got this big chimney, and I don't know what I want to do with this jar just yet. I don't know if I want to be able to remove it and put another jar in there. So I'm having a little labor dispute of whether to, you know, kind of brick and mortar this whole thing in there to some degree. And then we're just going to play with you know, what the back might look like later on and cut the holes. But when you get to this point, then you start to really pick up steam. You're going to start gathering, like I said, those natural materials. That'll be the next thing I do on this. Um, and when I come back, this will be paper mache, but I'll do that on camera to give you an idea of how that looks. Um, all you really need is like a nice little bucket or something. A nice little bucket or something. All you're gonna do is put hot water and glue in here, Elmer's glue, and then we're gonna tear up all this paper and make basically a drywall. Basically make a drywall, and then when that drywall hardens, well, the top part will be finished. You know, we might get some holes in here, put some extra stuff on the side. That'll kind of come as we go, you know. But that's all for now. We'll take a nice little trip in the front real quick just to show you some of the things you could do with the cans. Pretty much just making a tower. Might cut a hole here, make it hollow. And then even your paper towel or toilet paper roll is just kind of sitting there for later on. You know what I mean? I can deal with this now with the paper mache and then come back later if I feel like it. And then of course, with that natural stuff, we're going to deal with the doorway and the drawbridge. So I might have a basic one for you there. Autobots coming up, basic design of how ideally it's going to look. All right, so I had that for you next time. That'll be a great add-on design maybe to share later as far as doing a floor plan, right? To make it a little bit easier, but really you just want to go with the flow because this is what keeps you grounded, keeps you present in the moment, really tapped into your creativity. You just never know what's going to happen, you know. Keep sheets, anything small papers, I just throw them all in the bag, collect them during the week. I got about a bucket full already, so that should at least be enough for the top. And then we'll go again and scrounge up some paper elsewhere, you know what I'm saying? All the stuff, you know, the little circulars that come in the mail that don't nobody use this stuff. You know, there's an old saying, especially in the Mayan calendar, there is no waste in nature. Nature, you use everything. So it's kind of that philosophy of almost one man's trash is another man's treasure in a way. But, you know, the abundance of life, there's so much around. You know? But that's pretty much it. Later on, we're going to finish the new one that just came out. This is about 3 days. Yes, sir, I'm here. If you're talking about NOLA. But this is the last one to come out. It came out of nowhere. So we're going to roll with that right there. A little bit later in the art therapy session, you stop on in. I don't know what time we're going to do it per se, but it'll be a little bit later on tonight. We'll tidy this up because this one is a little bit different too. You see the spider, that's actually threads off the spider. So we're doing some interactive stuff today. I think it's a stem off of this fairy home really, but even some of these little things are from the glue gun, you know what I'm saying, that make it look like webbing. So we're going to fill in a little bit more of that and just tighten up the ship, you know, just tighten it up a little bit. See what goes, see what stays. But then we'll get back to finishing this. Because I put a frame around it so I could extend it. And it looks so much better. It looks so much better now. But all that to say is a channel dedicated to the inner child. First and foremost, creating space where we can talk about things like this and have discussions and just be kids again and create, you know what I'm talking about. But I hope it really just inspires you to dive into whatever it is that you love doing, even if you've never done it before. Just go ahead and dive in, you know. That's what the channel is about. Exploring creative solutions, making use of your time, and of course, having a strong spiritual relationship with yourself and what you would call the divine. You know what I'm saying? The fairies, part of the divine. It's just a name. You know what I mean? But that's all for now. I'll be back very soon with the paper machine. But everybody enjoy your holiday wherever you are. Take care of yourself. Mercury is in retrograde, so make extra time when you move around for the next month. Just make sure you have extra cushion and time. Get your car checked up on, get the oil, the tires, all that stuff. Like, just take precaution, you know. Slow down and get the details, which is what we're doing here as well. All right. Wholeness and love to y'all.